Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
Hey guys, we're really happy you're here with us today.
We hope you're doing well.
And today we're talking about something that feels very real for a lot of people,
Yes, today we're talking about feeling lost in your 20s.
which is a big topic.
Very big.
And also a very human topic.
Definitely.
I think many people in their 20s look fine from the outside, but inside, they feel confused, behind, or unsure about where life is going.
That's so true.
So maybe we should start with a simple question. What does feeling lost mean to you?
For me, feeling lost means not feeling clear inside.
That's a really good answer.
Thank you.
What kind of clarity do you mean?
I mean, not knowing where you're going, what you really want, what matters most, or even what the next step should be.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Sometimes life is moving, but you still don't feel settled.
That's very true.
What about you? What does feeling lost mean to you?
For me, it means looking at your life and thinking, I thought I would understand more by now.
Wow. Yes.
I think that thought is very common.
Me too.
People imagine that by a certain age, they will feel stable, clear, and confident.
Yes. Like one day, everything will suddenly make sense.
Exactly.
But real life usually doesn't work that way.
No, not at all.
Do you think a lot of people feel lost in their 20s?
Definitely.
Same.
I think more people feel that way than they say out loud.
I agree.
Because feeling lost can feel embarrassing.
Yes. People think they should already know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They think everyone else has a plan.
And that everyone else is moving faster.
That's such a big part of it.
Comparison makes everything worse.
Definitely. I think one reason the 20s feel confusing is that there is a lot of pressure.
Yes, a lot.
Pressure to choose the right job,
The right city,
the right relationship,
the right lifestyle.
the right version of success.
Exactly.
And all of that can make people feel like one wrong step will ruin everything.
That's such an important point. I think the 20s often feel like a time when people are supposed to be building their life.
Yes,
And that sounds exciting in theory.
but heavy in real life
Exactly.
because building a life is not a small thing.
Definitely not.
And often, you are trying to build it while also learning who you are.
Wow. Yes.
That's why it can feel so messy.
I completely agree. Do you think feeling lost always looks dramatic?
No, not always.
Same.
Sometimes it looks very normal.
That's a very good point.
You still go to work.
You still answer messages.
You still meet people.
You still do your normal life.
But inside, something feels unclear.
Yes. Like you are moving, but not with a strong sense of direction.
Exactly.
I think that kind of lost feeling can be especially hard because other people may not see it.
Definitely. From the outside, your life may look fine.
But inside, it doesn't feel settled.
Yes, and then you may even start thinking, maybe I'm just being dramatic.
That's so real.
But confusion is real, even when life looks normal.
Absolutely. What do you think makes people feel lost in their 20s?
I think comparison is a big reason.
Definitely.
Social media makes it look like everyone else is doing something impressive.
Yes. One person is traveling. One person is getting married. One person is starting a business. One person is buying an apartment. One person is changing their whole life.
Exactly.
And then your own life can start to feel smaller or slower.
That's such a good point. I think another reason is that the 20s are full of transition.
Yes, that's a huge one.
Things are changing all the time.
Jobs change. Cities change. Friendships change. Relationships change.
Exactly.
And when life keeps changing, it's harder to feel stable.
That's very true. I also think people in their 20s often feel pressure to be special.
That's interesting.
I mean, not just okay.
Right.
They feel pressure to become someone impressive.
Yes.
Someone successful, interesting, attractive, confident, productive. All of that.
Exactly.
And that kind of pressure can make normal life feel wrong.
Definitely. But normal life is not wrong.
No, not at all. I think many people feel lost because they are trying to find one perfect path.
That's such an important point.
The perfect job, the perfect place, the perfect relationship, the perfect version of themselves.
Yes. But maybe life is not one perfect straight path.
I really agree with that.
Maybe it's more like trying, learning, changing, and slowly understanding yourself better.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think one of the hardest things is that people in their 20s often want certainty, but life gives a lot of uncertainty.
Yes. And uncertainty can feel very uncomfortable,
Definitely.
especially if you are someone who likes clarity.
That's very true.
I think when people feel lost, they often think they need all the answers right now.
Exactly.
But maybe the next honest step is more important than the full life plan.
Wow. I love that.
I really believe that.
Me too. Do you think people become too hard on themselves in their 20s?
Definitely.
Same.
I think people can be very critical during that period of life.
Yes.
They say things like, I should know more, I should be further ahead, I should be more successful, I should be more stable.
That word should causes so much pain.
It really does.
I think one of the hardest parts of your 20s is feeling like time is moving fast.
Yes, that's a big one.
Suddenly, a year passes, then another year, and you start thinking, wait, am I where I thought I would be?
That's so real, and sometimes the answer is no.
Exactly.
But I also think people forget how much growing is happening, even when life does not look impressive from the outside.
That's such a good point.
Learning what you don't want is growth.
Definitely.
Leaving something wrong is growth.
Yes,
Understanding your needs more clearly is growth.
absolutely.
Becoming more honest with yourself is growth too.
I love that. I think many people only respect visible progress.
Yes, money, titles, big milestones, clear results. Exactly. But inner growth matters too.
A lot.
Sometimes the most important changes are quiet.
That's very true.
Do you think feeling lost can also be useful in some way?
Yes, I do.
That's interesting.
I don't think it feels good,
No.
but I do think it can be honest.
Say more.
Sometimes feeling lost means the old version of life no longer fits.
Wow. Yes.
Maybe the old dream doesn't feel right anymore,
Or the old plan.
or the old identity.
That's such a strong point.
So being lost can sometimes mean you're in the middle of becoming more real.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I really like that idea.
I think the problem is not always that you are lost.
What do you think the problem is?
Sometimes the problem is that you are judging yourself too much while you are trying to find your way.
That is such an important sentence.
I think so too.
I think people in their 20s need more patience and less self-attack.
Definitely.
Because life is already confusing enough.
Exactly. Let's talk about jobs for a moment, because I think work creates a lot of lost feelings in the 20s.
Absolutely.
Do you think people expect too much from work?
Sometimes, yes.
Same.
I think people want work to give them money, purpose, identity, stability, growth, and excitement all at once.
That's so true.
And if work doesn't do all of that, they feel like something is wrong.
Exactly. I think many people feel lost because they expect one job to answer too many questions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sometimes a job is just one part of life,
Yes,
not the full meaning of life.
definitely not.
I also think people compare careers too much.
That's a huge one.
One person is doing something exciting. One person is earning more. One person seems more successful. One person seems more clear.
Exactly.
And then your own path starts to feel weak, even if it's actually okay for you.
That's very true. I think one of the most difficult parts of your 20s is building self-trust.
I completely agree. Because you're making real decisions.
But you don't always feel ready.
Yes.
And if you don't trust yourself yet, every decision feels much heavier.
That's such a good point. I think that's why so many people ask everyone else what they should do.
Yes. Friends, family, internet, everyone.
Exactly.
And advice can help, of course.
Definitely. But at some point, you also need your own voice. I love that. I think your 20s are partly about learning to hear your own voice more clearly.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I really agree, though. By the way, if you enjoy listening to Simple English with us, don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
And if you think this episode can help a friend with English, feel free to share it with them.
We'd really appreciate that.
Okay, let's keep going.
Let's talk about relationships.
Good idea.
I think people also feel lost in their 20s because relationships are changing all the time.
Definitely.
Some friendships become weaker.
Yes.
Some people move away.
Some relationships end.
Some new relationships begin.
Exactly.
And all of that can change how stable life feels.
I think so too. Sometimes people don't only feel lost because of career or goals.
Right.
They feel lost because their emotional world is changing.
That's a very important point.
If your relationships feel unclear, life can feel unclear too.
Definitely. I also think many people in their 20s feel behind in love.
Yes, that's very common.
One person is in a serious relationship. One person is engaged. One person is married. And someone else feels completely unsure about that part of life.
Exactly.
Comparison makes everything feel more dramatic.
It really does. I think one of the hardest lessons is that life does not move at the same speed for everyone.
Yes, that is such an important thing to remember.
One person learns something at 22.
Another at 28.
Another at 32.
Exactly.
And that does not mean one life is failing.
Not at all. Do you think people in their 20s are too afraid of wasting time?
Definitely.
Same.
I think many people carry a quiet panic inside.
Yes, that's such a good way to say it.
Like, what if I choose wrong? What if I waste years? What if I'm too slow? What if I miss my chance?
That's so real.
But I also think this fear can make people more confused.
Absolutely.
Because when every decision feels huge, it becomes harder to think clearly.
Yes, pressure makes clarity weaker.
Exactly.
I think one of the healthiest things is remembering that life is not usually ruined by one imperfect choice.
I completely agree. Most people are not choosing between success and disaster every day.
Right.
They are just living, learning, adjusting, and slowly becoming themselves.
That's such a calming way to see it.
I think so too.
What helps you when you feel lost?
Slowing down helps. Say
More.
If I'm too overwhelmed, I usually need less noise first.
That makes sense.
Less comparison, less input, less pressure, less trying to solve my whole future in one evening.
That is such a good point.
Then I try to ask smaller questions.
Like what?
What do I need this week? What feels true right now? What is one honest next step? What is draining me? What is helping me?
I love those questions.
They help because they bring me back to reality.
Exactly. I think lost feelings get worse when everything becomes too abstract.
Yes. Like thinking about my whole life forever.
Exactly.
But smaller questions feel more possible.
I agree. What helps me is talking to someone real and calm.
That's a very good one.
Because when I stay inside my own head too long, the lost feeling gets bigger.
Same.
But one honest conversation can make things softer.
Definitely.
Not because the person solves my life,
No,
but because I feel less alone inside the confusion.
that's beautiful.
Thank you.
I also think writing things down helps.
That sounds very Emily,
I know.
but it makes sense.
It helps because thoughts become less foggy when they're on paper.
Yes, I can understand that.
I don't need a perfect plan. Sometimes I just need to see what is actually in my head.
That's a really good distinction. I think one reason people feel lost is because they try to live without enough honesty.
What do you mean?
I mean, they keep following a path that no longer feels right, because they are afraid to admit it.
Wow. Yes.
Maybe a job feels wrong. Maybe a lifestyle feels wrong. Maybe a dream no longer fits. But they keep pushing because they don't want to look confused.
That is such an important point. I think honesty can feel scary, but it also creates direction.
Exactly.
Even saying, I don't know what I want right now, is more honest than pretending to feel clear when you don't.
Yes, and that honesty is already a kind of progress.
I love that.
Me too.
So, if someone listening says, I feel lost in my 20s, where should they start?
I would say, first, stop treating the feeling like proof that you are failing.
That's a very strong answer.
Because feeling lost is often part of growing.
I agree.
It may be uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean you are broken or behind forever.
Definitely.
What would you say?
I would say, come back to smaller truths.
That sounds beautiful.
I think when people feel lost, they often ask questions that are too big.
Yes.
What is my whole purpose? What should my whole future look like? When will I finally feel fully sure?
Exactly.
But maybe the better question is, what feels true today?
I really like that.
Or, what is one small next step that feels honest?
That's so helpful.
I think people need more gentle direction and less panic.
Definitely.
I would also say this. Don't compare your inner confusion to other people's outer image.
That is such an important sentence.
I really mean it.
Me too. So, what's one thing you want to remember about your 20s?
That not knowing everything does not mean I'm doing life wrong.
That's beautiful.
What about you?
That a confused season is still a real season, not a failure.
I love that.
So, maybe the message of this episode is simple.
Feeling lost in your 20s is more common than people think.
It does not mean you are behind forever.
It often means life is changing and you are still becoming yourself.
And smaller, honest steps usually help more than big, dramatic pressure.
Exactly.
So that was our conversation about feeling lost in your 20s.
Thanks for spending this time with us on Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the channel and share it with a friend who is learning English too.
We'd really appreciate that.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.